Hey, what's going on guys, Oscarmini here, and in today's review, we're gonna take a deep look at the TECNO Spark 4, checking out the pros, cons and everything in between. Now, kindly be the cool guy or girl who clicks on the subscribe button to stay notified around here while we update this channel with new videos. So without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. On opening the box for the first time, we get to see the usual things that come off the box from TECNO devices. First off, let's get to keep the device itself aside, and probing further, we get to see this little pack that has the warranty card, a user guide, a TPU case and a screen protector film. Some other things you also find from within this box include a 6-watt charger, which means it will take forever to charge up this device, with the charger included within the box. Also a micro USB 2.0 cable, the earpiece with a 3.5mm jack, and the SIM ejector tool, and that should be all that comes off this box. When it came to setting up the Spark 4, it was pretty straightforward and took roughly 2 minutes to have everything up and running, ranging from connecting to my home Wi-Fi network, setting up my Google account, fingerprints, pattern, and the face unlock, as these are readily available on the smartphone. Now, while taking a closer look at the TECNO Spark 4, you for sure recognize the design trend here. Same thing as a lot of devices including the TECNO smartphones we have seen lately. The smartphone has a triple camera setup to the rear and an LED flash. Also at the rear, you get to see a fingerprint sensor and the TECNO branding at the bottom. Flipping the device to the front reveals a dot notch housing the 8-megapixel front-facing camera, with the earpiece opening to its top. To the sides of the earpiece are two cutouts, with the left being for the front-facing flash, while the right should have the ambient light and proximity sensor. The left side houses the dual SIM tray with a dedicated micro SD card slot, while the right side has the volume rocker and the power button keys. The top is bland, while the bottom houses the down-firing speaker, micro USB 2.0 port, mouthpiece opening and 3.5mm jack port for your headphone. The Spark 4 generally feels light and very much suitable for one-handed use despite it having a 6.52 display. Speaking of the display, we get to see a 6.52-inch LCD panel with a dot notch for the camera. The display here has a resolution of 720 by 1600, as with most of the LCD panels from TECNO and Infinix in 2019. Pretty much decent, and the color calibration seems pretty normal, with a little cool tint to it as TECNO displays have been lately. Now let's talk about the camera on the smartphone. We have a triple camera setup at the rear that features a 13, 2-megapixel and QVGA sensor, and the photos from this device are quite basic. It feels like a slight improvement from the photos from the Spark 3, and there is no room for wide-angle photos on this device whatsoever. As long as you have good lighting, you get decent photos that are usable for social media, but nothing really spectacular that would blow you off your feet. The front-facing camera, on the other hand, which features an 8-megapixel sensor, isn't great, especially in low-light situations. It requires a decent amount of light to pop. The rear and front-facing sensors can all make videos at up to 1080p, and that's basically all there is to the cameras. Here are video shots from these lenses. The sun is quite heavy today, and this is a front-facing camera test for the TECNO Spark 4. Do let me know what you think in the comment section below. When it comes to the performance, it features the Helio A22 MediaTek processor, which is a 12nm chip clocked at 2.0 GHz and comes off with 8 cores. The GPU is the PowerVR GE8320, and this A22 chipset is made to take and process nice looking photos on devices like this one in the budget section, and running 2D games is workable here. 3D games, on the other hand, ain't something you really want to do here, considering the lags and stutters, especially when you consider the fact that you have 2GB of RAM out of the box, with less than 1GB available to apps on this smartphone. The internal memory here is 32GB, and you get about 24GB available out of the box. With 4000 mAh battery capacity on the Spark 4, you are sure to use this device through a day's use, especially for the average user. Charging this device with a 6-watt charger included in the box is actually a pain, and I turned to a 10-watt charger laying around the house to juice up the smartphone a little faster. When it comes to pricing, this is one of the major factors to consider this device. It comes in at the same price as the Spark 3, meaning for 34,500 Naira or approximately $95, you get a decently designed and basic smartphone that can do a little bit of everything, with also a nice battery life. A couple differences you'd notice between the Spark 3 and the Spark 4 include the redesign, like the Dutch notch against the huge notch. Although I really prefer the build quality from the Spark 3, which I reviewed a few months back, this device actually does feel modern. No openable rear unlike the predecessor, and there is support for 4G, including Glow Band 28. Some cons to note include the fact that there is no notification LED, no dark mode, all thanks to iOS 5.5.1, and there are a couple bloatware from TECNO on this device. Ads also did pop up my notification pane, as has become the custom for TECNO. You also get a really slow charger, no fast charging feature. Man, this is a budget device though, and we shouldn't expect much. Some pros on the TECNO Spark 4 would include a decently loud mono speaker and a really loud earpiece for your phone calls. So if you're in search of a device that you task with processing intensive apps, then move on, as this device isn't exactly for you. But do you want a device that does the basic smartphone activities, good battery life, and can take photos shareable on social media for about $100, then this is one of those devices you might want to take a look at. And there you have it, my review on the TECNO Spark 4. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as I'd love to hear from you guys. Like, share, subscribe, as it helps us a bunch. Other than that, it's goodbye, and I'ma catch you in the next one. Cuídate.